The world of artificial intelligence, it's pretty much a full-blown arms race right now. Every company is just pouring billions of dollars into creating the absolute smartest, most capable AI model. And that competitive edge, that secret formula, you better believe it's guarded more closely than anything else.
But here's the kicker. What if I told you that a brand new discovery has just revealed a stunning vulnerability? One that suggests the very thing that makes these top-tier models so special it can be stolen. And as we're about to see, the way it's done is shockingly simple.
So let's talk about this secret sauce. What is it that really makes one AI better than another? It's not just about making the model bigger. The real magic, the true competitive advantage, comes from a special ingredient that gets added after all the initial training is done. And that ingredient is something called alignment data. The best way to think of it is as the secret recipe. It's the super carefully curated, high-quality set of data that's used to fine-tune the model. It teaches it all the advanced skills that actually make it useful and, safe. This data, it's a company's crown jewels. And this alignment data is just incredibly powerful. It's what transforms a raw general AI into a really sophisticated tool. It sharpens its math skills, its ability to reason. It teaches it how to follow complicated instructions, makes it safer to use, and even gives it the ability to understand these long, super detailed prompts. This stuff is the real deal. Okay, so if this data is so ridiculously valuable, it must be locked down tight, right? Well, that's what everyone thought. But researchers just found this unexpected key, a kind of hidden backdoor that could be used to coax that secret recipe right out of the model itself. And get this, the key was hiding in plain sight the entire time. It's inside the model's own chat template. You know those little special tokens, like the ones for user or assistant that format a conversation? Turns out those are usually only introduced during that final special alignment phase, which ties them directly to the secret data.
The attack itself is, it's shockingly straightforward. First, you just prompt the model with those special template tokens. The model sees them, and its brain kind of goes, oh, hey, I know this. This is from my special training. And then, boom, it starts spitting out data that is incredibly similar in meaning and structure to its secret alignment data.
Now you're probably wondering, hold on, if it's that easy, how in the world did nobody notice this before? And the answer is actually fascinating. It's because for years, everyone was looking for the wrong thing.
See, the old way of finding data leaks was called string matching. It was like looking for an exact, word-for-word copy of a recipe. Super rigid. But this new method, semantic similarity, is way, way smarter. It doesn't look for the exact same words, it looks for the same meaning. It's like understanding a recipe so well, you could just rewrite it in your own words. It's hunting for the gist, the pattern, the secret itself.
And the difference is just staggering. Using that old string matching method, researchers found basically nothing, less than 1% leakage. But the second they switched to looking for semantic similarity, the amount of data they could pull out jumped by at least 10 times. The threat was there all along, we just couldn't see it with our old tools.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The researchers themselves said it best. Relying on simple string matching meant they were undercounting the problem by a massive margin. So the big takeaway here is we've basically been trying to measure AI security with the wrong ruler.
So what can an attacker actually do with all this stolen data? This is where it gets really, really serious. This isn't just some privacy leak. This is the blueprint for a perfect heist.
To prove just how valuable the stolen data was, the researchers did something incredible. They took the extracted secret sauce and used it to train a completely new student AI model, one that had never ever seen the original data. This whole process is called distillation.
And the results were astonishing. I mean, look at this. When they put the original model head-to-head against their new cloned model, the performance scores were nearly identical. In fact, on some of these tests, the cloned model even performed a little bit better. This is just wild. It proves the stolen data was good enough to completely replicate the original model's advanced skills.
Let that sink in for a second. The implication here is profound. You can effectively clone a competitor's AI capabilities, their multi-million-dollar secret sauce, just by extracting this data and using it to train your own model.
Okay, but maybe this vulnerability only exists for one specific type of AI training, right? Maybe some of the other, more advanced methods are immune to this. That's a fair question.
Well, that's what makes this next part so surprising. The researchers found the exact same leak in models trained with a completely different method called reinforcement learning. You can think of this as training an AI by giving it rewards for good answers, not just showing it examples to copy. Everyone thought this method was safer from this kind of leak, but it turns out it's not.
So, what's the fallout from all of this? This discovery, it doesn't just expose one tiny flaw. It fundamentally changes our entire understanding of AI security and the whole competitive landscape.
Here's the bottom line. We now know there's a subtle but really powerful security risk for generative AI. It turns out that stealing a model's skill is actually just another way of stealing its data. This puts every company's secret recipe at risk and forces us to completely rethink what memorization even means for an AI. And yeah, for now, this attack is easiest on so-called open-weight models, but the key words there are "for now." Which leaves us with one final and pretty critical question. If an AI's most valuable asset, its entire secret recipe, can be so easily siphoned off, does that change the entire AI race? Is it no longer about who can innovate and create the best recipe, but instead about who can build the strongest, most secure vault to protect it? Something to think about.